What's going on? It's Lawrence Kane Jr., aka the Money Man, and I'm here to talk to my parents. Today's video, we're going to talk about a few things that you need to teach your children before they leave the house. Like, let's be real. We know that they're going to be adults longer than they're going to be kids, and we just need to prepare them financially for that. So the first thing that we need to teach them is how to manage their bank account, right? So before they pay bills, they should have a bank account set up in their name, whether it's a minor account now or when they turn 18, you transfer it to a real account for them. They need to go to the bank and make deposits. They need to know how to use their debit card. They need to know what the difference between a debit card and a credit card is, because quite frankly, when we're in schools, a lot of kids do not know the difference. So teach them the difference and why you should use a credit card versus why you should use a debit card, right? Teach them, about the bankers and tellers and all of the things that come with having a bank account, right? I prefer going with a bank that is close in proximity to your home. That way, again, you're not driving across town, right? If they get birthday money, you want them to deposit some of that into their bank account. Fill out a withdrawal slip. Fill out a deposit slip. A lot of our kids have never been in banks. I've talked to seniors in high school that have jobs that only get paid on the prepaid card. So they don't even have bank accounts, so they never go inside of a bank. We need to teach them how to maneuver this banking system. So that's the very first thing that we need to do. All right, the second thing that you need to help them with is how to manage paying bills. So get a budget sheet, get a spreadsheet offline, and help them fill out this. You want to move out? All right, look at these are all of the expenses that comes with moving out, right? There's a ton of expenses that we don't consider. We just think of rent and our phone bill when we move. I know that's all I thought about when I moved out at 17. So we have to teach them how to pay the bills. We have to teach them the different ways to pay the bills, right? Writing a check. They need to learn that, right? They need to learn the different parts of what goes on the check. They need to understand bill pay online. They need to figure out how to manage auto pay and which way makes sense for them. They have to understand what their landlord requires them for rent every month, right? Some landlords, they do allow you to write a check. Some of them require a money order. When the last time a kid got a money order, right? So these are some things that we need to teach them. They need to also know the due dates, right? And how to manage the month based on the due dates and when they get paid. That is a big thing. And I just go back on when I moved out. I obviously had cash flow coming in every week because I got paid every week. But I really didn't have that lesson of like, this is how you manage the month. So when I found myself being dead broke, like it was 2 days before I got paid and I had no money to my name. And that just shouldn't have happened because the expenses that I had as far as hard bills were nothing compared to the money that I made each month. But I didn't manage my money right. So that's why we want to get them prepared before. We have to be preparing them before they move out because we know it's going to happen. Whether they go to college, whether they say they want to move out, we have to prepare them in a fun way and in a way where it's like, look, do you know how to do this stuff? And get them to that point. Now, I wasn't going to do this video without talking about grocery shopping, right? Y'all see come on now. Come on, man. We need to teach them how to grocery shop, right? They can't eat out all the time, man. That overspending on fast food, that's too much. We got to teach them how to grocery shop. We got to teach them, where to grocery shop. Depending on where you at watching this video, there are certain places that are overpricing things, which everything is overpriced in 2024. But there's a certain nuance to grocery shop. A lot of them have, a lot of us, I just look at me and my wife, we do click lists. So we don't even go in the store to go grocery shopping. Now, when we got to pick up small things, yeah, our kids go with us, but we need to show them, like, look, this is how much all of this costs. And a lot of times we don't include our kids in the process that affects them the most. Like, we're buying a lot of this stuff for them in the house, but we don't include them in the process of, like, this is the financial implications. And we got to teach them, again, we got to teach them early that, because it's coming. Like, they'll be out of our house sooner than we think. My son, he's the oldest. He's 13. He'll, like, in 5 years, he'll be 18. Like, I'm tripping out just thinking about it. Like, I don't have a lot of time left for him to be the kid that wants to paint with me all the time. So I got to teach him these things early. So you got to teach your kid how to grocery shop. Make sure that they know, again, what are those key things that we know we need to have in the household, right? The spices and the oil, like all of that stuff. Like, we need to teach them that immediately. Now, speaking of shopping, we also need to teach them about household shopping, the toiletries, the things that we need inside of our apartment, as far as furniture, as far as plates, as far as silverware, as far as cleaning products. So we have to talk about those things and, like, how do we manage making sure we have those things starting off, and then how do we continue to shop for them and how to use them, and even if something simple as like a vacuum cleaner. Right? Like that, when I do workshops with young people, that's not even a thing that they consider that they have to buy. Right? Then when I say it, they're like, oh, right, we do. Like, so we gotta show them everything in this house costs, and everything that's in this house is staying in this house for the most part. So they're gonna have to buy their own things eventually. So we have to teach them that, and teach them, again, that these are going to be purchases in the future that you make, and you have to financially be ready for those things. Last but not least, we got to teach them how to save money. Saving is a habit. I'ma always stand on that. It is a habit, and our kids need to develop a habit of saving as soon as they are getting money, whether it's through birthdays and holidays, whether it's through a summer job. Anytime they get money, we have to teach them, hey, you can't spend all that, right? You got to save some of that. That should be what you do. Again, going back to my son, he is 13. Every time he get birthday money, every time he sells a painting, I need half of that, bro. Like, I need it. And I don't need it, right? I'm putting it in his savings account. So he's developed this habit. And it's funny, the last time, because his birthday was just a month ago. Actually a month from when as I'm recording this, right? As soon as he got his money, he counted it. He said, I got to count my money. And then he was like, okay, well, I got to give you such and such. And I'm like, I ain't even have to say nothing. Right? So that's what we got to get to, y'all. They got to be a habit. They should be excited to be saving money, just like they excited to spend it. So these are just some things that we need to teach them before they move out. If you need help with this, we can always do a one-on-one coaching session. Feel free to reach out to us and book that session. We just want to be financially responsible as parents, and part of that is teaching them to be financially responsible. All right, so thanks for tuning in to this video. Share this with every parent you know. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, and remember that financial success happens on purpose, and success does not visit the lazy. God bless.